name is Emma Tobias, and it snowed last night, which is really exciting. This is another love/hate challenge, and this time it's all about the narcissism. We're talking about the name Emma, the name that I have and the name that other Emma has, and things related to our name, specifically movies, books, and songs that we can either love or hate. I will not dilly-dally for too long. Let's just dive right in. Let's start off with the songs, where we always start. I haven't listened to these yet, so get ready. Emma gave me the songs What Took You So Long by Emma Bunton, who is best known for being Baby Spice and the Spice Girls, therefore the best Spice Girl because her name is Emma, and Emma by Hot Chocolate, which I have literally never heard of. What Took You So Long. Oh my god, I love the album cover of this. It's very Hilary Duff. Living for that. This is from 2001. Okay. I always thought that Emma Bunton had like one of the best voices in the Spice Girls. I just think it's really pretty and like kind of like deep and breathy and very good. I find the verses really boring, but the chorus is pretty fun. It's kind of a banger. I thought that was super fun and cute, and the chorus took me by surprise. This came out when, gosh, in 2001, so like Emma was like 10 or 11, 10-ish. So that means that, like, obviously this is going to be a song that I feel like she loves, because when you're 10 years old, this is the kind of song you want to listen to, in my opinion. So the other one is Emma by Hot Chocolate. I think this is fun because it's very complimentary towards Emma, a woman named Emma, thus far. Her full name is Emmeline, but she goes by Emma. I love the screech at the end. I liked that. I thought that was cool. It's a 70s kind of slow jam song, and I enjoyed it. I don't know, though. I feel like it's not a bad song at all, and I don't think the other song is is bad either. I don't think either one of them are, like, amazing. Like, neither one of them blew my mind. But I enjoyed both of them. I'm gonna say that knowing Emma and her music tastes, although she can be very contradictory, that her favorite is the Emma Bunton song and her least favorite is Hot Chocolate, the Hot Chocolate Emma song. Mostly because the other, like the Emma Bunton song, is more of like a jam in terms of like you can dance to it, and this one is not so much, and I could see her not really liking that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna guess. Let's see if I'm right.
Hi bitch, are you ready to be wrong? I actually think you're going to be right about these this time. I think we've done pretty well, but let's reveal my answers. So starting with the songs, I set you 2 Emma themed songs. One was What Took You So Long by Emma Bunton, and the other was Emma by Hot Chocolate. And, drumroll please, the one that I loved was What Took You So Long by Emma Bunton. I used to listen to that all the time as a kid. Emma Bunton, i.e. Baby Spice, i.e. the best of the Spice Girls, was a favourite for me, and this song was a bop. I loved it. Whereas Emma by Hot Chocolate, I found very disappointing. I remember being very excited when I found it, because I think my parents must have had a Hot Chocolate album, and one of the songs was You Sexy Thing, which was a great song, and we used to dance around to that. I don't think I even knew what sexy meant. And then I saw there was a song called Emma on there, so I was very, very excited that there was going to be a really good song with my name. And I actually just think that it's a very boring song.
I was exactly right. I knew it, and I'm so glad I trusted my gut. Yeah, that Emma Bunton song was just made for Emma to love it, especially as a young girl. I love being right. Let's see if I can keep this going. Oh my gosh. Talk about movies. Okay, so Emma gave me the films Aquamarine, which stars Emma Roberts, and the film Bridget Jones's Baby, which has Emma Thompson in it, and Emma Thompson also was one of the writers for the film. I'll start with where I started off, which is Aquamarine. Aquamarine came out in like 2006, I want to say, or 2005. It's like a preteen comedy about a mermaid who washes up in Florida, I think in like Tampa, and these 2 girls who are best friends, played by JoJo, Get Out JoJo, and Emma Roberts befriend her and try to help her, and that is the film, and this is how it went. Just stone cold, afternoon sober, having a Culver's concrete mixer from 3 or 4 days ago that was in the freezer, feeling mildly sick, meaning that I shouldn't have this, but I still want to. My early prediction going into Aquamarine is that Emma loves this movie. That's my early prediction. I should also note that this was chosen because Emma Roberts is in this movie. I personally loved Emma Roberts in the time frame between 2004 and 2011, and now I don't like her, so I'm glad to be going back to happier times when I enjoyed her presence. Tell me this doesn't feel like the beginning of Finding Nemo. It's creepy. My queen! My real queen! What is she doing now? The music is really disturbing. Creepy. I don't like it. Holy shit. My queen, Alice Hoffman, who wrote Practical Magic and one of my favorite books, Rules of Magic, wrote the book Aquamarine. I cannot believe this. Does this mean that Aquamarine is in the same universe as Practical Magic? I think so. I don't know what to do with that information, but...
Pop quiz. Favorite song, favorite food, favorite drink.
Well, that lip syncing was off. This is just a horror movie, I'm sorry. Easily, this movie could be edited as a horror movie. This is creepy. I find the lore of this movie very interesting as someone who's never cared about mermaids. It's just not my vibe. The fact that they can speak English and they can speak any language is very interesting. I want to know the biological imperative of that. I want to know why. There's something to be said about this that I will not say. I don't know how old Sarah Paxton Mermaid is, but she does have to get married off. So that begs the question, how old is she? Is she a child bride? I think this is a really fun element to this movie. Mall shopping montages were the greatest part of my childhood. This movie's pretty cute. Ignore the sun. I know she's trying to get over her trauma, but I feel like this is dangerous. I thought, Aquamarine, I'm at the end of the movie. So Aquamarine has to prove to her dad that love exists, so she wants Raymond to say, I love you. But he can't say it because he's known her for 3 days and he's like 17. So, instead, her friends who jump in the water, even though it's really dangerous, and give her their wish that they're supposed to be granted because they helped her, say, hey, we love you, that's why we did this. She saved from her weird marriage. The thing is, this movie did it before Frozen. This did it before Frozen. Let that sink in. Finished Aquamarine. Despite the fact that I was making fun of this movie a lot, it is very sweet, and full of lovely girl friendship, which I love, and reminded me a lot of my childhood. I went in this thinking that this is a movie that Emma hates, because I'm thinking she's trying to like pull one over on me, being like, this movie is nostalgic, and actually I hate it. But I don't know. So you can see, I really enjoyed Aquamarine. Aquamarine is so cute. It's so cute. It's like such a big part of my childhood. I remember watching it at sleepovers all the time when I was growing up. But I, at the time, was still very unsure if it was the one that Emma loved. So I watched Bridget Jones's Baby. Bridget Jones's Baby is the third movie in like the Bridget Jones trilogy. This time Bridget Jones is in her early 40s and she's not with Mark Darcy, played by Colin Firth, and she accidentally gets pregnant and she has 2 potential baby daddies. One is Patrick Dempsey, one is Colin Firth, which, wow, what a dream. So yeah, I wasn't 100% sure how I felt going into this movie, but here's how it happened. I am gonna watch Bridget Jones's Baby. I love Bridget Jones, the first movie, so much. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Renee Zellweger does a job. Love it. I know Emma loves Bridget Jones. Now, the thing is, I don't like the second movie, Edge of Reason, and when I saw Bridget Jones' Baby the first time, I thought I was going to hate it, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I ended up kind of enjoying myself. Do I think Emma's going to like this movie? I don't know. I thought she likes Aquamarine, so we'll find out.
But sometimes life gives you shallower compensations, and at least I was finally down to my perfect weight.
Hate that. Shazza, whom I love, and she's my favorite in the original. And then we have the Moaning Myrtle character, who... But this guy, I do believe, is the same actor in the smugged married couple scene, where Bridget goes, lots of smugged marrieds, or whatever. But he looks to be married to Shazza now. So, interesting. The cringy parts, though, that were cringy in the first movie, I mean, there's only, I'd say 2 times that it's cringy, and it's kind of funny cringy, or just cringy in this one. The music choices in this movie are terrible. The first movie, we have Shaka Khan, we have, some nice, 90s poppy singer-songwriter. This we just get, bad pop music, bad pop music no one remembers, and not in a way where it's this is actually pretty good, just people remember it but also don't remember it. Patrick Dempsey is real cute. That's not though. Bridget's making weird jokes that aren't funny. Ed Sheeran and a COVID nightmare. I'm remembering why this is an Emma pick, because Emma Thompson is in it, and she also wrote it? Maybe? I don't know. Colin Firth lives for a movie when he doesn't know if he's the father or not. Oh, I'm nearing the end of Bridget Jones. It just feels so forced. I think that's the problem. Yeah, it's enjoyable because, I like these characters, especially, Mark Darcy and Bridget Jones and her friends. I even enjoy Patrick Dempsey because he's Patrick Dempsey, but it is very forced. No thoughts, just vibes. No thoughts, just vibes. No thoughts, just vibes. No thoughts, just vibes. I finished Bridget Jones. I will let you all know my full thoughts very soon, when I try to figure out if this is the one that Emma hates or loves. I will say the Ellie Goulding song at the end of this, pretty fun, pretty much a good time. I didn't love Bridget Jones' Baby. I liked it more the first time I saw it, when the novelty was still fun for me. I thought it was cute, and I enjoyed it for the most part, but I just felt like it was really pandering. I didn't really like the way it was written. Sorry, Emma Thompson. I didn't really think the jokes were very funny. I don't know, it didn't really work for me, but I could see Emma enjoying it because she loves Bridget Jones so much. I think that she loves Aquamarine, because how could you not? It's so fun. I'm gonna say she hates Bridget Jones' Baby. I feel like I'm gonna be wrong.
Okay, moving on to movies. I set you 2 movies with actors called Emma in them. Aquamarine, starring Emma Roberts, and Bridget Jones' Baby, guest starring Emma Thompson, who also co-wrote the movie, I believe. And with this one, the movie that I loved was Aquamarine. I think that is a classic film. It's got JoJo in it, Emma Roberts being her lispy little best. It's got Sarah Paxton, who kind of vanished but was born to play a mermaid. It's got the hot guy who's in things like Greek, being the love interest. It's hilarious, it's fantastic. It was one of the only movies that I used to have on my iPod back when colour iPods first came out and you could put a movie on it and watch on that tiny screen, and I would sit there and watch Aquamarine over and over again. Love it so much. Whereas Bridget Jones' Baby I actually think is wank. I'm a big Bridget Jones fan. I love the first movie, I love the book, and I thought that Bridget Jones 2 was pretty rubbish, and Bridget Jones 3, Bridget Jones' Baby, was a very big disappointment. I went and saw it in the cinema and I did not laugh once. That's a lie, I did laugh once. The bit where she's in labour and they just bring her into the hospital and put her on the reception desk is very funny. But other than that, did not laugh. I didn't think it lived up. I didn't think the vibe was there. It was just a bit embarrassing and cringe, and Bridget didn't feel like the same character that I loved so much.
Same. Emma and I are, like, literally the way that we feel about Aquamarine and Bridget Jones's Baby is exactly the same, which it feels so gratifying and feels so good. So I was right, thank God. Let's see if I can continue to keep this streak going. Oh gosh. Finally, let's talk about the books. Emma gave me Love is for Losers, which hasn't come out yet. It comes out pretty soon, the next like week or so, I do believe. This is a YA comedy, dramedy book. Emma actually sent me an advanced reader's copy of this because I had no way to access it, which was very kind of her. And then, well, she also wanted me to read it, so. And then she also gave me the book The Frog Princess. Now, the Emma connections here, you will find out when I show you the clips, because I'm not going to spoil it. But let's start with where I started off with, which is The Frog Princess. The Frog Princess is a young adult, middle grade-ish fairy tale retelling of the Frog Princess. It's a very short book, and it's from like 2002-ish. Yeah, and I had never heard of it. So let's see how that went. This book is from 2002, which is why the main character, who I believe is like 11 maybe, is clumsy. Because if there was a girl main character in the early to mid 2000s, she was gonna be clumsy. Despite the fact that the main character is not 11, she's 14, I thought she was 11. This book reads like an 11-year-old wrote it. We all know me, and we know that I love audiobooks, especially for books that I'm not particularly enthralled by. I found the audiobook on Libby, so I'm gonna listen to The Frog Princess on Libby, and I should be done with this in like 2 hours now. Will not lie, the narrator is narrating a 14-year-old. She sounds about 35. I thought Emma had chosen this because the author was E.D. Baker, like her name was like Emma Daphne Baker, I don't know, but the main character is named Emma. This audiobook is so old that it's by discs, and it tells you when the disc has ended. I didn't realize this was like a whole Princess and the Frog kind of frog princess moment, so that's fun. I hate reading about people getting turned into animals. One of the other little creatures is called Little Stinker, which is just objectively funny. Let's finish The Frog Princess. I guess I'll talk about it more, but right now where I'm at, I thought it was cute, but it hit some points that I personally hate, which is one, talking animals. Like a lot of talking animals. Talking snakes and spiders and bats isn't really for me, and frogs. I have no idea if this is the one that Emma loves. It came out when we were both pretty young, so I could see her like having a lot of nostalgia. And it's not Ella Enchanted-y, because she loves Ella Enchanted, but it's kind of like similar humor to Ella Enchanted, I think, ish. Not as good. Not even remotely as good. I found it really boring. I didn't think it was bad, I just thought it was boring, and I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm gonna hate. I wasn't completely sure, but then I read Love is for Losers, and now I'm like 100% sure. Let's see how that went. Halloween jack-o'-lantern that lives here all year round at my parents' house. I'm gonna start Love is for Losers. This has not come out yet. I believe when this video will come out, it'll be like a week from being released. I was lucky enough that Emma sent me her physical arc, so I could read her physical arc. I have no thoughts about this. It's a YA book. The main character is named Emma, and the fact that it hasn't come out yet really does mean she either loved it or hated it because she wanted me to read it so bad, which is the whole point of this challenge, so we'll see. I'm 1 or 2 pages in, and I already have the prediction that this is Emma's favorite, and I will tell you why. Despite the fact that this book hasn't even come out yet, it is so modern it hasn't even come out yet. This book feels like a book and is written like a book that would have come out when Emma and I were young, like when we were like preteens, you know, late childhood time period, like 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, that sort of period of time. Princess Diary vibes. It has Feeling Sorry for Cecilia, which is a book she made me read for a video last year that I ended up really loving. It has that early 2000s YA thing about it. It's very quippy and like snarky, and it's the first person. It reads like a diary. The main character is not Emma. The main character is Phoebe. Sorry, there are 2 dogs running in the field next to my parents' house, and they're really cute. And I don't know who these dogs are and who they belong to, but I love them. A significant improvement from my youth is that the main character seems to be queer, which is awesome. So excited for that. One 128 pages in to Love is for Losers. I am sitting downstairs. I'm wearing a hideous onesie. I'm drinking coffee. I'm listening to coffee shop music. That is a Christmas Halloween bat. We are just in it. If this book isn't Emma's favorite, I will be genuinely shocked. I'm on my period, so that could be a contributing factor, but this book did kind of make me choke up. Apparently that much left, this book. It's interesting because I think the reason why I'm liking it so much, and I think the reason why Emma likes it, is that the main character is just, she's so human, and she's such a teenager. Like, she is so similar to how I was when I was a teenager, which is incredibly self-centered, but also not at all. Like someone who screws up a lot and puts her foot in her mouth and definitely thinks she's better than everybody else, but also is deeply insecure and doesn't want to actually offend people and make people unhappy, but she just doesn't know how to express herself and like express her anger and her emotions. And I just think that just like such a relatable experience for so many people when they're teenagers, and I think that's why, a big reason why I think this is the book that Emma loves. So the main character hates English and loves math, and it's honestly refreshing to read a main character in a book, a YA book especially, who doesn't like English, who doesn't like to read, you know? Because like authors love to read, obviously, so they want to write characters who love to do that. It's kind of fun to read one who doesn't, even though I hate math and was terrible at it. It's, you know, it's fantasy to read someone who's good at it. Not fantasy, just different. Anyway, I finished Love is for Losers. This book flew by. It was really good. I really, really liked it. It's probably my favorite book I've read for a Love/Hate challenge. I didn't even hate the other one. I just didn't really enjoy it. But this I really, really liked. I'm going to cut now to me talking about my final thoughts. I really liked Love is for Losers. I thought it was so cute. I thought it was really funny and smart and touching, and really just overall harken back to like our youth, or Emma's youth specifically, and those books that were coming out. I know she loves those books like the Princess Diaries and the Georgia Nicholson books and all of that. Or is it Georgia Nicholson? I'm not British. I don't know anything. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm pretty positive that Love is for Losers is the one Emma loves and The Princess Frog is the one Emma hates. But let's find out.
And then finally, we're talking about books. I gave you 2 books with characters called Emma: Love is for Losers by Vibeke Brueggemann and The Frog Princess by someone else. E.B. Clark, maybe? So, I think this one's going to be pretty obvious. I'm sure you would have guessed that the one that I loved was Love is for Losers. It is such a good book. It is a brand new YA story. It's really sweet. It's really sex positive. It's really queer inclusive. It's just fantastic. It goes like just deep enough, but being funny the whole way. I think it is like the next generation's version of Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging, that kind of book. It's just fantastic. Could not fault it. 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it. The Frog Princess, to be fair to it, I don't really remember. It might not be that bad, but I had this one from when I was very young because the main character was called Emeralda. which I was very excited about, Emma for short. So I was, really psyched to have a book with me in it. And I just remember like never quite being able to finish it. I think I just DNF'd it every time I tried as a kid to pick it up because I wasn't interested in the story. And maybe if I read it now, I would enjoy it more, but that seems unlikely because I think it's like a fantasy story, like a YA fantasy story, which is never really my vibe. But yeah, maybe you enjoyed it. I hoped with this challenge to set you books that you would have a good time reading, even if they weren't like the best book you'd ever read. So I'm interested to see how that book actually was. So there you go. Did you get 10 out of 10? I think I got 10 out of 10 too. Go watch my video. I think I won. You maybe won too. Okay, bye!
This went so well for us. Also, yes, I really loved Love is for Losers, and I feel really proud of myself for getting the connection to the Georgia Nicholson Angus Long books. So that feels really great. I really thought Love is for Losers was super good. It's one of the best YA books I've read in a really long time. And I think the Frog Princess Emma would absolutely hate. I thought it was fine, but I also like didn't really love it. I thought it was pretty boring, and I think Emma would find it pretty boring. And a little creepy with the little creatures. That felt so good though. I'm feeling so powerful and strong right now. That's the first time it's ever happened. I feel like because we were so nice to each other with this challenge, because it was all about us, that it was just inevitable that we were gonna be right. Wow. Did y'all do well? Did y'all enjoy this? This was a very positive love/hate, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's more fun probably to see us suffer, but I think it's quite fun to also just have a nice time and not be suffering the whole time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm feeling like on a high. I need to do some like cartwheels or something. I can't do a cartwheel, but pretend like I can, and that's what I'll be doing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a lovely day.